information about the ECB's CBDC was just made public. The Digital Euro Innovation Platform has about 70 members, such as stores, fintech companies and startups, banks and other payment service providers. Its goal is to find new ways to use the digital euro as a payment method. I will talk about what all of these changes mean. In addition, I have more proof that XRP is linked to this and a lot of other things, like the Bank of France. Stay tuned to find out all of this. Let us go ahead and look at what this has to offer. If you look at this and click on this, it will bring up this list of 70 market players, which I did today. There are also a lot of Ripple partners on this list, Sobank. On this list, you'll also find Quant, QNT, and Coty. Let's look at Quant Networks Europe Limited. Then I saw Coty on this site too. Here you go. Coty too. A few more. There's a cryptocurrency that not many people know about. I really don't want to talk about that one because I'm not sure if it's a rug or if they just invited them for no reason. There are not many people who own that much stock. It seems sketchy, but they'll decide by the end of this year in 2025 if they really do plan to go ahead with a CBDC. It looks like they are, but they need government to figure this out. Further, Matthew L.Y. says that the Digital Euro Allies list directly refers to Quant. There are a lot of Ripple partners on this list. Okay, I'm sorry to go over this again, but I'm not going to go through each line, just trust us. You also have the fact that France's central bank has made it clear that it wants to use XRP as the base for a digital euro. Now the Bank of France has stepped in and said, hey, why don't we use XRP for this? The French bank has tried the XRP system in a lot of different situations. They know how important the XRP record is because that's why it was made. There is really no one else better than Quant and Ripple when it comes to CBDC technology. They're two big and great companies there. That's why I think that these people might be looking for the ECB to offer both of those things. But it says that France has talked freely about Ripple XRP as a possible platform for Europe's main digital currency. Many banks trust Ripple and XRP as an example for CBDCs because it is highly centralized. It also has some nice features that make it stand out. That doesn't know when this happened. This is likely very old. Let's just say that the Ripple plan shows how many features and blockchain technologies might not work with the goal of CBDCs. But there are ways to set up that current technology that meet the needs of these kinds of projects for speed and security. The interesting thing I see here is that the network is very centralized, which means that there aren't many points. That sounds like what they're talking about. Understandably, having power is a big part of this CBDC tech. They don't want all of Tom, Dick, and Harry to be able to get to it. I believe this is what they mean when they say centralized. They also have a report from CPA Australia that says the Central Bank of France. Just look at what I read to you here, okay? It's breaking news, and more people are talking about it. They say it has nothing to do with XRP and isn't linked. Think about people who want hits. That's fine, even though it doesn't say that directly. We know that a lot of Ripple companies were involved, as well as Christine Lagarde, who is the head of the European Union's central bank. She has talked about Ripple and Stellar as change agents in the business. Who else has this many ties and connections? I just haven't found another business yet. When you look at HBAR's board, you'll see that they have a really great group of companies on it. But when it comes to banks and banking institutions, Ripple is the only company that does more. And Morgan Stanley is there too. XRP is a different way to pay than standard methods. One of the most important financial banks in the world, Morgan Stanley, has said good things about Ripple's definition of the token as a possible revolution in the payments sector. The bank especially thinks that XRP can be used instead of the SWIFT system, which is commonly used for international transfers. According to Morgan Stanley, using Ripple could have real benefits, such as reducing the time it takes to settle deals and making them faster. For a big drop in danger and fraud, it doesn't even talk about how cheap it is. These parts are very important to the world's banking system. It's only a matter of time before someone bad gets their hands on one of these quantum computers and attacks the SWIFT system, which I think is a target. I think that's why they're trying to bring all of this infrastructure up to ISO 2022 and use blockchains to protect these stocks, bonds, and swaps. Right now, the most important financial market in the world is the one in the United States. It has been for many years. If something happened to that, and people lost faith in the system, everything could fall apart, which would be the worst thing that could happen to everyone. It will be good for people who hold crypto, because that is what will be used, okay? At the moment, no other tool or solution is being tested as much as crypto is. Distributed ledger technology, DLT, is used by banks and other businesses. I'll let you know when there is something that is. But this is it. It was then that Kenny Nguyen said, boom, I'm now trading ARLUSD on Gemini. Gemini also said that the future will be better if we build systems that improve money like RLUSD. That Gemini is sneaky as hell. Wonderful. XRP is supposedly coming to X, which is a very real option. This clip doesn't say anything about it, but let's play and listen to what's coming. Media app X wants to grow and become a great app. Later this year, it plans to add a payment system to help it do that. Linda Yaccarino, CEO of X, wrote on her blog that X Money will, quote, connect you in ways you never thought possible. X Money will also rock and more. Elon Musk hasn't said anything about the launch in public yet, but this month an official X Money account was made, and more than 140,000 people already follow it. To get around things, you could always use a VPN. I'm not going to talk about that much. Check it out. Okay. Also, Stuart Alderati, Ripple's top lawyer, criticizes Senator Warren's blockchain stablecoin plan. Once more, Senator Warren is stepping in to try to stop movement on a stablecoin bill. I have a lot of bad things to say about Senator Warren, so I don't think anyone else will hear them. This is something I don't want to talk about for too long, but I feel like we need to get rid of people who aren't interested in good change if we want to move forward. I'm not sure what to do. It's clear that I know a lot more about steady coins than most people do. This seems like the next step forward for payments. No surprise here, all of these countries, or 90% of them, are going toward digital currencies issued by central banks. Also, I don't get why Democrats support safe coins but not CBDCs. I just find it hard to understand. Two sides each have their own issues. Do not get the wrong idea. America is not even close to having it all together. Sometimes we all disagree about what color the sky is. I believe that keeps the country from going forward. There doesn't seem to be a way out. I feel like cats are already outside the box when it comes to social media. I also believe that some people post things that aren't quite true. People will start to believe it after seeing it 100 or 200 times. That's a problem when people start to believe things that aren't true. If you watched President Trump's last interview, you'd see that he really thought some things that weren't quite true. Also, seeing that conversation was a little scary. He really hit home with the crypto basics. This is very good, Barcy. Barry C. How does Barry C. know so much? Even though I'm not an expert, Barry C. says that we will know when banks start using XRP because of the crazy prices of 100, 500, or 1,000 XRP each. I'm sure that these prices will show up at some point. Okay, after that, Ripple does something really cool. You should know that they are raising money for American teachers. $25 million, 0 cents, to help schools and teachers in the United States. This is very important to me. We have put off people and cut back on spending a lot as the US government